and thank you for your interest in studying abroad with Pontificia Universidad Javeriana in Bogota. My name is Bobby Wilson Jr., and I serve as the Senior Study Abroad Advisor for all Loyola programs in Latin America. I'm very excited to have the chance to speak to you today. Here with us today, we also have Hiraline, who's the advisor for inbound international exchange at Javeriana as well. And we're here to talk to you guys about the opportunity of studying abroad in Colombia. On this call today, we also have Caleb, who is an alumni of the program. And so at the end of the presentation, we'll give Caleb a few minutes to talk about his experience, and how he enjoyed living in Bogota and the university in general. So for this presentation, we'll also review why an exchange program. Loyola has a large portfolio of study abroad programs, and so if you're considering an exchange, we'll give you more information about why an exchange might be a good fit for you. We'll also review financial aid and cost information for exchange programs. We'll go over some of the eligibility requirements, and then I'll hand things off to Hiraline and Caleb to talk more specifics about the actual program themselves. So, what is an exchange? An exchange is your opportunity to actually enroll as an international student at a local university abroad. Exchange programs are really great for students who are eager to really experience the local culture and see what life is like at a university in another country. It's also an excellent opportunity for those with an intermediate to advanced level of Spanish to be able to really engage with the language, because you really have the chance to practice some of those skills by taking courses in Spanish with locals and engaging with the local culture abroad in the host language. For all exchange programs, Loyola students actually pay the same exact tuition price as Loyola Chicago. And your tuition is charged to the same place that it always is. So it's charged right to your locus account. Nothing changes with that regard. In addition, for all exchange programs, students have access to all of their financial aid. So all of your federal aid, all of your state aid, all your Loyola aid, you are able to bring with you on this program. There are a couple additional fees, such as the study abroad administrative fee and the CISI insurance fee. We could give you more information about that. The study abroad administrative fee is $200, and then the CISI insurance is currently $300 for a semester. There are some additional expenses you need to think about. These include things like your flight, housing, additional meals. None of those things would be included with the tuition price. For all of our programs, we do have cost sheets that review the anticipated cost of attendance for the program. So once you're looking at the program brochure page and you click on this tab called Finances, you can scroll over and get an estimated breakdown of how much this program would cost. What you see under billable amounts is approximately what would be charged through your Loyola account through Locus. And then the non-billable amounts are things that we want you to think about paying for. They're just items that aren't directly charged on Locus. So for example, your airfare, your flight's not going to show up on Locus, right? But that's something that you have to think about paying for. In addition, for all exchange programs, there are some eligibility requirements. First and foremost, Loyola students are required to have a 3.0 in order to enroll in the program. They also have to currently be enrolled full-time as a Loyola student at the time that they're applying. In addition, they have to have completed at least 12 credit hours at Loyola before they're able to participate. Students also have to be in overall good standing with Loyola. So that means no like disciplinary charges, no academic charges, things of that nature. And then in addition, in order to be accepted on a program, you either have to have a valid passport or you have to have a receipt that shows that you've paid to renew your passport or that you've paid for a passport. In addition, make sure you check the expiration date of your passport because it has to be valid at least 6 months after the end date of your program as well. In addition, it's highly, highly recommended, and Caleb can talk more about this in a little bit, but it's highly recommended that you at a minimum have at least B1 level of Spanish according to the Common European Framework. Javeriana offers a ton of course offerings in Spanish, and we want to make sure you have the correct language acquisition to be successful in your classes. Although B1 is what is required, B2 is actually recommended. And this is, again, according to the Common European Framework, and we can give you more information about this if you would like it. All right, with that, I'd love to hand things off to my colleague, Hiraline, and she'll give you guys some more specific information about Javeriana.
So hello, everyone. Thank you so much for this invitation, Bobby. It's always a pleasure to have this space to present our university. So as Bobby mentioned, I'm Geraldine, and I'm in charge of all the international incoming students at Pontificia Universidad Javeriana, located in Bogota campus. Our university has over 400 years of tradition. We are a private and Jesuit university focused on the holistic education, human values, and all the advancement of science and culture. This year, we get the third place in Colombia of the QS World University rankings. So that means that we are a pretty well-known university. And we always say to all the students, of course, Kaylee know this, we take you 2,600 meters closer to the stars. So I would like always to start like showing a little bit video so you get to see a little bit of our campus. So let me just share the video here. Perfect. So you will get to know a little bit more for our campus.
Welcome to Pontificia Universidad Javeriana in Bogotá, Colombia. We are a Jesuit and Catholic university founded by the Society of Jesus in 1623. During our 400 years since our foundation, we have identified those core values that currently are the integral formation of people, human values, the development and transmission of science and culture, and to contribute to the development, orientation, criticism, and constructive transformation of society. Consistently ranked as a top university in Colombia and in Latin America, our nearly 25,000 students benefit from our great academic offer we have within our 18 faculties and more than 100 undergraduate and postgraduate programs. Our intercultural activity proposal allows our community to find itself immersed in an array of options that help bring joy to the soul. Our campus is a jewel in the midst of the city and a great example of our focus on the common home, where all our students, faculty, and staff live, work, and train together, sharing experiences and good practices. An international campus, a Colombian welcome. Let us inspire you with all that makes Javeriana, Javeriana.
So that's a little bit overview of our campus, so you will get to see how will be this experience. So we are located in Bogota, which is the capital city of Colombia. It's a pretty diversified city. That means that we are close and surrounded by mountains, but we also have like the chaotic part of being a capital city. That means that we have a lot of cultural activities, gastronomic activities that you can enjoy. And we have like these old buildings that you can also visit in the downtown. So I think in Bogota, you will never get bored, definitely. You will have a lot of options. Our university is located in Chapinero. It's called Localidad de Chapinero. That means that Bogota map will be divided in locations, and we are located in Chapinero. Regarding the weather, it's important to mention that we have like mild spring-like weather. That means that our temperatures will be around 10 and 20 degrees, but that means that you have to always bring your umbrella, because in this city, you will always get surprised with the weather. That means that probably the morning will start pretty sunny, and during the day, it will start rains. That's pretty normal in our city, so you always have to be prepared for everything, and all the weather will change a little bit. And regarding our university, these are some of our numbers. That mean that you have all these options in case you want to choose Javeriana, Bogota as your exchange destination. We have 84 bachelors, 182 masters, and 13 PhD programs. So you can apply to all those programs. I will let you know a little bit more further in the presentation about the classes. And I think in the video, they already mentioned like the number of students, but we also received like around 140 or 160 international students. And this is like our community. So you will get to know like the amount of the Javeriana community members. So you will get to see that it's a huge university in Bogota. These are some of our schools. We have 18 faculties. That means that you will have the opportunity to select between all of them. So if you want to, maybe you are part of the social science, but you want to take studies from theology, law, arts, of all among other programs, you can do that in our campus. So you will have the opportunity to change your offer, all the courses that you are involved. Most of our courses, of course, as Bobby mentioned, are in Spanish, but we also have some English taught courses. The English taught courses are related with the relationships programs, international relationships, and administration or business programs. So most of our English taught courses will be focused on that, but all of the other courses will be in Spanish. So if you want to check our English taught courses, you can always click here and you will see all the English taught courses program. Maybe Bobby can share this presentation with you too, so you will have access to that information. Our academic calendar will be divided in spring semester and fall semester. Our spring semester starts in the middle of January and it will end in the first days of June, most of the times. Fall semester will start in the middle of July and it will end in November. Regarding the credits, of course, this is it will depend on your home university, but we suggest one PUJ credit will be 2 or 2.5 ECTS. It will depend on your school for sure. And in Javeriana, you can take a maximum of 20 credits, 20 Javeriana credits. So regarding these credits, you will have access to all the courses. That means that you can fulfill all these credits and you can take programs from different bachelors, from different faculties, and also from different levels. That means that if maybe you are in bachelor, but you want to take a course from postgrad program, you can do it. But always depend on the authorization of your home university. That always will be depending on that. As the video shows, we have a huge campus. Maybe Caleb can talk a little bit more about it, but we only have a big, huge campus. So you don't have to move around the city to get to your classes. You always be there and all the buildings will be there in the same campus. So you don't have to move or commute between transports to get to the classes. You always have everything in here. We have a lot of services, and let me talk about a little bit more of that. These are some of our services. Of course, we have a huge and general library that offers different services like 24 hours a day during the exams. The library will be open. We also have relaxation and leisure rooms that are pretty amazing. They have TVs, and you can rent a PlayStation, Xbox, and that kind of things if you want. We also have self-study or group study rooms if you need it. Equipment loan services, that means PCs or something that you will need during your exams periods or during your semester. Also auditoriums. And we do have another libraries that will be more specialized, like maybe in theology, philosophy, and other areas. For Javeriana, it's quite important to offer cultural activities. So we do have cultural groups. That means that you can take salsa, maybe tango, maybe Arabic dancing, and that kind of activities if you want. Those classes doesn't have any fee. You will be able to take those classes. It will be like a extracurricular activity, and you don't have to pay for that. We also have a buddy program that is called Out of Town. It's a students group that will welcome you to the city. They are going to show you the best part, the fun part of our city. So they are always going to be with you and make your stay enjoyable. We also have Tarde de Ritmos, which is only for international students. And in there, we are going to teach you most of our Colombian rhythms, just a basic steps, so you will get a little bit more of our culture. And we also have International Days, which is an activity that we organize with some of our international students. So they will get a little bit of our culture in the campus, and you will get to explore a little bit more of all the cultures that visit our campus. We also have a university writing center, so they are held there. They are going to help you to improve your writing skills in Spanish. So maybe you are feeling a little bit stressed about the essays or that kind of things. They are there for help you with that kind of things. We also have restaurants and coffee shops, different types of food. You will have teppanyaki food, Italian food, fast food or all that kind of food, you will find it in the campus. We have 6 cafeterias, 13 cafes and snacks spots, and I think we have 3 fresh fruit stands that I think you will enjoy it a lot, because I think one of the most important things in Colombia food is the fresh food. So I think for sure you are going to enjoy that part of our campus. And we also have a Javeriana Sport Training Center that has an very good equipment in the gym. We also offer different sports: football, athleticism, volleyball, karate, taekwondo, those a lot of sports that you can be part of it. You don't have to pay any fee for these sports either, so you will enjoy a lot of these sport activities in our gym. Javeriana don't offer on-campus housing, but we do have some dorms or some recommendations for our students. So regarding the accommodation, we offer you like a little talk, virtual talk regarding the options that you will have when you arrive here. These are some of the alliances that we have with some partners. So you can explore these options, but you are free to choose any other place that you want to stay. We do have this recommendation for you, and these are some of the expenses that you will have to face during your semester per month. These are the like an average of the expenses that you will have if you stay here per month, including covering housing, transportation, and food. Of course, it will depend on your lifestyle. And the requirements, I think Bobby already mentioned some of them. I'm just going to pass very fast on this. A cover letter issued by your home university will be like a nomination letter, your motivation letter, your certificate of transcript of records, so you will get to see how did you do in your semester. Your certificate of Spanish is mandatory to have a B1 level, because this will let you like enjoy more the experience, because everything will be in Spanish. For sure, you could have some English start courses, but most of the environment in the university will be in Spanish. So I think it will be better that you have this B1 level. It could be with an official certificate or with the home university certificate that validates your level, your passport, and the international insurance. And these are some of the steps that you have to fulfill during the process to nomination, during the process of the nomination. So first, your home university will nominate you in our system. Then you will submit all the documents that we require in Movix system. You will get your acceptance letter. And after that, you will do all the course selection process. As minimum, you will require 10 hours of classes per week. And regarding Colombian immigration, you will have 2 options. You can access to the country with a PIT, that is a special permission to get to the country and study here. During the first months, you will have the opportunity to study. Then you have to renew it virtually, and then you will get a new one. If you don't want to go through that process, you can go for a visa. So those are the 2 options to take classes in Colombia. So I think that will be all. Maybe if you have any other questions, you want just to be sure of the courses, or just want a little bit chat regarding Bogota and our campus, you can write me an email or get in contact with Bobby with all your questions. Thank you so much. And I don't know if you have any comments. Thank you so much for participating in this chat.
Yeah, I wanted to give Caleb a minute or two just to talk about what was your experience like when you were there? What were some of the highlights? Maybe what were some of the unexpected things? Yeah, would love just to hear about your perspective as someone who actually was on the program.
Yeah, for sure. So I studied in spring of 2025 in Bogota. I am a double major in economics and political science, and I have a minor in urban studies. And I was actually able to get courses approved for all 3 of those majors and minors. So I feel like the program lends itself to many different sorts of specialties or majors or interests. The city of Bogota itself is stunning. I feel like the video didn't really do it justice. The campus is gorgeous as well. It's huge, and there's just so much different food. There's so much different, so many different activities. I don't think I ever went a day without not knowing something new about the campus, or there's always something more to explore. Some things that maybe were unexpected were how like maybe fresh the food was, how much there like corner stores there were. So I would always like get like my plantain or like a mango like after school like just at the corner store, and it's a pretty affordable, I would say, especially comparable to Chicago. It's much better. Um, I think that I didn't live on campus, but they do a good job partnering with those or other accommodations. So I was able to live actually in a house with about 14 other international students, from all around the world. So there's opportunities like that to meet people and kind of network also just for your personal life and also for your professional life. Um, so I think that's just a general overview of the three main areas. So the school, the academics, and then personal kind of accommodations and stuff like that.
How do the classes compare on campus to the classes that you would take at Loyola Chicago?
Sure. I think the biggest difference was they're longer classes, but they meet less in a week. So classes are typically like 3 hours, maybe once a week, or you'll have like a 1.5 hour, 2 hour class 2 times a week. Um, I think that actually is really good because it gives you time to acclimate to the class and to maybe if you don't speak Spanish super well, getting accustomed to the professor's accent and kind of learning like the various dialects that there are because there are a pretty diverse staff, I would say, at Javeriana. So I think that was definitely something that threw me off at first, but that I grew accustomed to and actually turned out to be something that I enjoyed as well because I feel like more free time outside of class too because it was so consolidated, like the hours.
Wonderful. Thanks for letting me ask so many questions. I have students that ask me these things, so I love just that I can pick your brain. One more thing I'd like to ask. What was your experience meeting actual locals? Like sometimes students meet with me and they say, I don't want to do a program like the Rome Center, which is just being around Loyola students. So what
Yeah.
was your experience like with engaging with locals when you were actually at Javeriana?
Yeah. I actually met some of my best friends at Javeriana that I am still like in contact with today. And a part of that is because of the out of town program that Javeriana offers at the beginning for like the orientation and stuff. And they have a ton of activities from the start that kind of trickle out throughout the semester as well. So it's engaging in another form of way because you get to use Spanish not in like a or like academic context, but in more of a casual context, and there's like less pressure in that sort of situation. And you also just learn so much about the world and about where people come from. And just going to the store and just chatting a little bit with people because people are really friendly, I would say, very open, very welcoming. So I would say it's really easy to meet your people and to find people and to not be like alone really ever if you wanted to be at Havana. So
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your experience. And thank you, Hiraline, for just being here with us today and giving some information for some prospective students. With that, thanks everyone for listening and hope that you all have a good day.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Likewise, igualmente. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Ciao.
Bye.